One day, a colleague asked Einstein for his telephone number. Einstein took out a telephone directory and started looking it up. The colleague asked him in surprise, "What's this? You don't even remember your own phone number?" Einstein replied, "No, why should I? Why waste memory on something you can look up in a book?" As a child, Einstein learned to speak relatively late. This worried his parents greatly. One night, while the family was eating dinner, young Einstein suddenly shouted, "This soup is too hot." His parents were immensely relieved to hear him speak for the first time. Surprised, they asked him, "Why didn't you say anything before?" Einstein replied, "Because everything was fine before." In 1931, comedian Charlie Chaplin invited Einstein to watch one of his shows. Chaplin's film, City Lights, was being screened at the time. Later, as they were walking along the street, Chaplin asked Einstein, "Everyone understands me easily, that's why I'm so popular, but I don't understand why people like you so much." Einstein smiled and replied, "Because no one can understand me. That's exactly why I'm so popular." Once Einstein was traveling by train. As the conductor went around checking tickets, he came to Einstein, but Einstein couldn't find his ticket. Recognizing him, the conductor said, "Sir, I know who you are. You must have bought a ticket. You don't need to show it." Einstein, looking a bit worried, said, No, I have to find it. Otherwise, how will I know where I was going?" Einstein was once asked to explain the theory of relativity in simple terms. He answered, "Put your hand on a hot stove for a minute, it'll feel like an hour. Sit next to a pretty girl for an hour, it will feel like a minute." That's relativity. One day, Einstein returned home and knocked on the door. His wife, thinking it was someone looking for him, shouted in irritation from inside, "Einstein isn't home." Hearing this, Einstein quietly turned around and walked away. Another incident, Einstein's driver once said to him, "Professor, I've heard your lecture so many times I've memorized it completely." Einstein was surprised and said, "All right then, at our next meeting, the audience won't recognize us. You give the lecture as me, and I'll sit as the driver." At the next event, the driver delivered Einstein's speech perfectly. The audience, thinking he was Einstein, applauded wildly. They even escorted the professor, really the driver, to his car. At that moment, a professor in the audience asked the driver, "Sir, could you please explain that definition of relativity once more in brief?" Einstein, sitting as the driver, thought, "Uh-oh, now he'll be exposed." But the driver replied brilliantly, "This is such a simple thing that even my driver can explain it. Ask him." Note, if you keep company with wise people, you too will become wise. You will become like the people you spend time with. That's why there is a saying, "In good company, heavenly living. In bad company, total ruin."